Buttigieg, who is one of the most powerful messengers for the Democratic Party, went on MSNBC to discuss Trump's flailing campaign, and as always, he dissected it with ease, so I've pulled a few of these clips for us to look over. Hey you! Yes, you! Did you know we have memberships for as low as $3 a month? You can help the channel grow, reach new heights, and help protect democracy, and you get a long list of exclusive perks, from members-only polls to getting my videos early. The link is always in the description of every video. If you want, go ahead and check that out, and thank you guys.
Virtue, really? In a party led by Donald Trump with the affairs and the porn stars and everything else that's associated with that guy? Security? When we're talking about a party led by somebody who has been rolled repeatedly by figures like Putin and Xi Jinping, and family. My goodness. And this is what I think it really comes down to, is a lot of people at home are thinking about their families. I know I'm thinking about our family and how our family, my husband and the son and daughter that we're raising, are going to be so much better off if Kamala Harris gets elected, if Democrats win. Why? Because those policies are going to support our family. Look, they long ago sacrificed their claim to be the party of family, not just in terms of the, disturbing opposite of family values that leaders like Donald Trump showed, but also as they've emerged being against IVF, against the Affordable Care Act that means so much to so many families, talking about abolishing the Department of Education. They long ago walked away from any serious claim.
The Republican Party has thrown away all of its values that it was once considered to represent, and did so just to coalesce behind one man, Donald Trump. And I mean, truly, it was something that they were needing a rebrand. It was going to happen at some point. They'd been searching for an identity since their war hawk and corporate dick suck persona led us into the Iraqi war on the grounds of Republican lies, killing our innocent American sons, daughters, sending them to fight a war they didn't need to fight, and then directly into a recession. And Trump came in and decided, hey, we're going to be the party of oppression, hatred, and bias. Virtue is gone the second you nominate a liable rapist. Security is gone the second you nominate someone who tried to steal an election, who allowed Russia to interfere on his behalf. Family is gone when you're trying to get rid of fertilization treatments that help so many women start families, taking away health care from families who depend on it, trying to defund public education systems that educates a family's youth. You can no longer stake a claim in those things.
Do you think that they meant to pick J.D. Vance? And by that I mean, do you think they knew that he's the human embodiment of the 900 pages of Project 2025?
Well, it's a great point. Project 2025 is wildly unpopular, so much so that I'm pretty sure it's the first time in modern history that a presidential candidate has had to disavow his own policy framework. And let's be clear, that's what this is, right? Yeah. Just because they dissociate with the guy who wrote it up and try to get a different brand name doesn't change the fact that before it occurred to anybody to write it down and call it Project 2025, this was already their governing agenda, because it's part of the playbook they followed when they were in charge, and therefore it will unquestionably be their governing agenda again should he get reelected. The problem isn't this document called Project 2025, although it has embarrassed them, and it's that much more so because J.D. Vance literally wrote the foreword to the book edition of it, so they can't disavow it convincingly. But the problem isn't this thing called Project 2025. The problem is the governing agenda itself.
These are wonderful points. What is in Project 2025 is things that Trump has been talking about since 2016. It just wasn't written down. It didn't have a name put on it. The fact that now it's in writing and is circulating negatively just meant that he had to play politics and try to pretend to distance himself to protect his campaign. Yet everyone around him has worked on it. J.D. Vance, his vice president pick, wrote the forward. Kellyanne Conway, his press secretaries, different advisors, people who are lined up to be in his administrations were direct authors of different chapters. And when Trump appoints them to positions, do you think they just forego Project 2025? No, they're going to do it. They're labeling what their plans are. They just won't call it by that name since it's thoroughly embarrassed them. And this is probably the first time that there's ever been such a vitriolic reaction to policy that a president has to back off of it completely. Notice how he never talks about policy. He's never like, no, we don't want to do Project 2025. Here's what we want to do. No, we're not going to do this in Project 2025. We're going to do it like this. We're not going to do this. We're going to do it like this. It's because it's his literal agenda and he can't. He can't say, no, this is what we're going to do, because what he's going to do is what's in Project 2025. So he's hoping that he can just focus on culture war issues to get himself elected instead.
The more she pulls ahead, the more you're going to see, I think, Trump revert to the only thing he knows how to do when he's trying to get attention, which is to get more and more outrageous. Remember, for that brief period when it looked like maybe he might have been winning earlier this year, he actually began to show some glimmers of something that might be described as discipline. That collapsed the moment that Kamala Harris became the presumptive nominee, and now we're seeing that. We're seeing it when he has an even mildly skeptical or challenging interview, which, as we can tell from today's event, he was not able to handle without just being even more insulting and strange than usual.
It's because Trump has no substance and he's handcuffed from talking about policy, or it would be clear that his agenda is Project 2025. So he does the only thing he knows, what he does best: personal attacks, evading questions, and juvenile insults. And he's scared because she is surging in the polls. She's wiped out his lead in swing states, leads now in key battleground states, and the betting odds are in her favor. It's been such a monumental shift that MAGA is now back to saying that polls don't matter. Polls are fake. All the pollsters are against Trump. Because remember, to Republicans, when they're leading in the polls, it's proof that there's going to win and there's nothing that Democrats can do. And haha, look at the polls, you're losing. But when they're losing in the polls, it's all fake news and you can't trust the polls. But from raising $200 million in grassroots fundraising in the snap of a finger, like quicker than Trump could sexually assault a woman, to now surging in the polls, to filling up venue after venue, it's clear that Trump is unmatched and unsure of what to do next. If you enjoyed this video, we're Social Society. We're a commentary channel influenced by politics, society, and the economy. We are pretty left-leaning on this channel, but we're open to our right-wingers as well. The biggest thing here is having conversations that get everyone to the bottom of the truth. If that sounds like something that could interest you, consider smashing that subscribe button, leaving us a like, or even commenting on this video. We even have memberships available as low as $3 if you'd like to support, because the only way we become a society is together.